Hi there, my name is Dustin Owen. I'm the Regional Vice President here at Waterstone Mortgage. With me, my top loan officer, Kevin Murphy.
Hi everybody.
In this training video, we're going to jump into the 7 steps to a successful closing.
Step number 1 is getting a properly pre-approved buyer.
By properly pre-approved, what we mean is that your home buyer has spoken with a lender that you know, like, and trust, and that lender has done things like verified their income, verified their assets, asked them all the right questions, and has run their file through automated underwriting. There's even ways for your home buyer to be fully approved, meaning they already have a commitment letter, and they do that by actually giving their information to Kevin. Kevin can then give it to one of our underwriters. We call that a platinum pre-approval. But at a minimum, make sure that you are showing homes to a buyer who is properly pre-approved.
Number 2 is you're going to notify a lender when the offer is accepted.
So too many times as a real estate agent, you'll start negotiating an offer on a Friday night. Seller and buyer will go back and forth Saturday, Sunday. By Monday, you have a verbal. By Tuesday, you finally have a contract that is signed. But if you gave the lender a heads up that you felt like things were going in the right direction, whether it was Friday, Saturday, even Sunday via text or email, called that lender on Monday, Kevin Murphy can get started on the file without a fully executed contract in order to make sure we're not losing a couple days in the process.
Step number 3 is going to be make sure you order an inspection immediately.
And we say that because we understand a lot of times home buyers don't want to go spend money on an appraisal until they've received their inspection results. But if the inspection is delayed, that then could delay the appraisal. Delaying the appraisal could delay your overall process, or if anything, you would still close on time, but everything would happen on the 11th hour because you delayed ordering the appraisal because the inspection results weren't back yet.
Step 4, so making sure that the lender has all the documentation they need and that the buyer has gone ahead and signed all of their disclosures.
Believe it or not, a lot of finance transactions are delayed because of the home buyer. So as lenders, we always ask our realtor partners to help us by staying on top of their buyers to make sure that when Kevin discloses the loan to them, that the home buyer is not taking days or weeks to execute the documents, or if Kevin or his processor asks for additional items like an updated pay stub or updated bank statement, that the home buyer is not delayed in getting us, the lender, what we need.
Step 5, you always go on and notify your lender if there's any sort of addendum to the contract.
So we understand that things pop up, whether it's an inspection issue that you're overcoming with a new addendum, whether it's some negotiation being done between buyer and seller and now there's additional credit. But what we find as lenders that delays the process is when in the 11th hour, the lender is given an addendum, sometimes addendum 2.
When we have addendum 3 or addendum 3.
Yeah, addendum 3 when we've never seen addendum 2, or addendum 2 when we've never seen addendum 1. If as a realtor you could get, or your team could get, the addendums to the lender quickly, it would make sure that the process runs smoothly and we can always close on time or even early.
Step number 6. So once the file goes through underwriting, you'll get a conditional approval, and making sure that the conditions come back in a timely fashion, generally 24 to 48 hours.
And again, that's us asking you for help with your home buyer. As I just mentioned, most delays happen because something is not transpiring on the buyer side of things. Now, it could be the buyer's employer is not getting us the verification we need. Maybe the buyer has assets that we're trying to source and the avenue of sourcing them is delaying us. But as a realtor, if you want to ensure that we're going to close on time and close smoothly, if you could help us hold your buyer accountable for getting us the conditions or the additional documents we need in a timely manner, this will help us ensure a smooth, successful closing.
Just to jump in real quick too, the number 1 condition that delays a closing, homeowner's insurance.
Which is crazy because a home buyer can start shopping for their homeowner's insurance as soon as that contract is fully executed. In fact, we encourage them to do so, and they can bind the policy weeks in advance. But for whatever reason, home buyers have a lot going on, and they put solidifying their homeowner's insurance as their last priority, and that's the last item that Kevin and his processor need to get a file fully approved, or as we call it,
clear to close.
Clear to close.
7th and final step is setting up a walkthrough, and also set up your closing and getting ready to celebrate.
Yeah, step number 7, if you knocked it out of the park with steps 1 through 6, step number 7 is pretty elementary, pretty standard, and it's the most fun, right? Schedule the walkthrough with your home buyer, schedule the closing with the title company, and get ready to celebrate. This concludes our training video on the 7 steps to a successful closing.